Well, I'm sure some of you have watched the film so far and some of you haven't. And to the latter category of people, I will say this, that you're very lucky clicking on this video. Did you know that? And that's for two reasons mainly. One, it's because I'm Greek. And two, I'm not just any Greek. John Bernthal plays me, not you. Me. You heard that right. I was born in Athens, but I have roots from Sparta, and it just so happens that my name is Menelaus. So yes, I guess I'm very much entitled to say that I have every right to criticize Nolan's Odyssey. And I will. Now, I've watched the movie. The movie isn't bad, right? It's not a masterpiece. It's not like one of the greatest hits that Nolan has ever made. No, absolutely not. Let's be honest. It has great cinematography, great directing, the scenes, or some of the scenes at least, amazing. You watch that movie and you say, wow. And you know, when it comes at that, the movie is fine. Whether you go and watch that movie or not, it's up to you. I just have to say things out loud and I just have to speak my truth. Here's what I think that's very much a pity, and it's honestly such a waste because we haven't had an Odyssey for the past 30 years, and chances are we're not going to have a next Odyssey for the next 30 years to come. Us Greeks, we're very, very proud for the Odyssey and the Iliad and every movie that has ever come out about ancient Greece. The 300 with Leonidas, completely inaccurate. That movie, in terms of accuracy, it was dog shit. Everyone knows that. But do you want to ask Spartans, native Spartans, how they felt about that movie back in 2006 and 2007? Every fucking taxi down in Sparta had a Leonidas shield and helmet on it. It was crazy. Every Greek just kept talking about it for months and probably years on end. Same thing with Troy. Everyone loved Troy. Troy's one of my favorite movies ever. Is it inaccurate as fuck? Yes, it is. Some shit you see in there, they're just not a thing. They were never a thing, and it's annoying to some extent. It's disrespectful, and it's pissing me off. Some things in Troy are pissing me genuinely off, but it's a great movie. I love it. I love seeing ancient Greek warriors being ripped the hell out. Just wear those cool-looking armors and their helmets and their shields and swords. It's just cool to watch. It's nice to see. It's something you don't see anymore. It's something there's not around. So seeing that in a film and trying to depict ancient Greece as much as accurately as you can, that gives you a sense of pride. That gives you, joy. And I really enjoyed Troy. It's one of my favorites for that reason, because someone gets to show how things were back then. Imagine being a Greek that you were raised, since you're a little kid and all you hear about is ancient Greece, ancient Greeks, and the history and how genius they were and how great warriors they were. All you want to see and all you want to know about is how those things looked back then. And films are a means to do that. And it's a joy to watch. It's mesmerizing, honestly. The same thing goes with Odyssey. I was really, really hyped when I learned that Christopher Nolan was going to make an Odyssey adaptation. And not just me, it was the entirety of Greece. The pre-sales record was broken, even more than Avengers Endgame. 35,000 seats were already booked before day one. Do you understand that? For Greeks, that is huge. And it is a good movie. And could it have been better? Yes, it could. And I'm not asking for perfection here. Nothing ever is gonna be perfect. But Hollywood has this one thing that, I guess it's just Hollywood. That's just the way things are. You just get something that's very beautiful as it is, and you just want to change it and alter it and fuck it up and twist it. Make it, fill your agenda or have it some way be modern or fuck that, dude. We're talking about ancient Greece. I don't want Trojan soldiers to look like they're from Dune or as if they're Playmobiles. Agamemnon, he aura farms. We get it. He's cool. His helmet, cool as fuck. That's just goofy, man. He just looks like a Playmobil. What is this? I'm not going to watch the Odyssey to look at Legos. Honestly, don't want that. Inaccuracies, they're always going to be a thing. It's Hollywood. And honestly, you guys, Americans specifically, whatever they shoot down your throat, you'll swallow it. I'm sorry, but it's just that. And that's the truth. And that's what hurts me. Whatever they shove down your throat, you're just gonna take it. No, it shouldn't be that way. You should ask for something meaningful, for something that's enjoyable and there's a message to give across. And I get this point that from Odyssey to Odyssey, there's this series from 1997, if I'm recalling correct, that's one adaptation. And then Nolan comes in 30 years after and he has his own adaptation. 30 years onward, there might be a different adaptation. And everyone wants to to have something of themselves. I know that Nolan wants to leave his identity and his signature of sort to Homer's Odyssey. It's his own film, he can do whatever he wants to do with this film, I get it. If everyone tries to be as accurate as they possibly can to the original source, then everyone would be making the same thing. And I get that. And I'm not saying that Nolan should do that. Either way, Nolan has his own identity. Nolan has his signature. In his filmmaking, I think everyone can tell that they're watching a Christopher Nolan movie. It's pretty obvious to say so. But let's be honest here. Would it be praised that much if it wasn't Nolan's movie? And if it didn't have this 8-tier list cast? I don't think so. The same movie, keep the same movie, same plot, same writing, same acting, but just change the names around it. This movie, I think it'd be bottom of the barrel, but that's just me. Maybe you have a different opinion. Maybe you think this was a good movie to watch overall, but I just think so many things could be different in a much more meaningful way. The entire essence of the movie, it's not what Homer intended for you, and that's just painful to me. Homer's message is actually way more meaningful than any Nolan or any other director or producer of our times could have probably depict. Now I know Nolan for some reason drew inspiration from a feminist adaptation of Homer's Odyssey, and I can't really understand as to why. Like, why would you choose to read a political sort of agenda adaptation to an ancient Greek tale? What is going on here? Why don't you just go back to Homer, read the original shit itself, and then just come back and do it your way? I would be far more pleased if Nolan just went back and read actual Homer and had his own adaptation from Homer's text, instead of just going out there and reading some random feminist adaptation of the Odyssey. It's just, it doesn't make sense to me. But what I'm really trying to get at, and I'm going to try and do as much as justice as I can to Homer, because honestly the Iliad and Odyssey is, in my opinion, probably not just my opinion, the greatest fiction and literature there is in the history of humankind. You can't really fuck this shit up. Seriously, you can just copy entirely the source material and it'd be great. It'd be fucking amazing. And you just don't have to take my word for it. Honestly, you can just go out there and ask any other native Greek and they will probably tell you the same thing. As Greeks, we learn everything about ancient Greek history, heritage, and mythology since little kids. Quite literally. We learn all about the Olympian gods, the Titan War, and Hercules' achievements by the age of 12. And by the age of 16, you've studied the Iliad, the Odyssey, and you also know how to read ancient Greek. And in some way even speak. Well, you don't get that many people to speak ancient Greek, but anyway, you get the point. We are very, very prideful about our history. And ancient Greek mythology is ancient Greek history as well. Homer is said to be a blind poet. He's said to be many poets of the Bronze Age. Yes, everything is a bit nuanced. You can't really say there's one definitive answer to anything, and you can't just have everything being accurately depicted simply because it is fiction. And you can have your own interpretations of mythology. That's the whole point of it. But Homer had a completely different message that he wanted to spread across the next generations. Something that Christopher Nolan completely disregards. And that's just, I don't know how to put it other than disrespectful. And you're probably going to ask me, okay, so what is this message that Homer is trying to spread across and where did Nolan fail? And oh my, I could make an entirely different video just on that part. And I'm not going to talk about the inaccuracies and the armor and the buildings and whatever the fuck. We don't care about these things. I know about these things. Nobody cares about these things. Okay? No one's going to watch the Odyssey or the armor of the Greek and Trojan soldiers or the buildings. I'm just going in to watch a Nolan film, which is totally fine and it's totally respectable. But I'm just bitching and yapping about something more that I'd like to. That's all. That's it, really. And I'm probably going to make another video specifically talking about Homer's message and what the entirety of Iliad and Odyssey actually meant. Because there's a very, very strong message behind it, and about Zeus's law, that it gets mentioned around here and there, and actually in the entire movie it's been thrown everywhere. Zeus's law, Zeus's law, Zeus's law. And Nolan doesn't even explain what that is. He just completely distorts the message around Zeus's law and what Homer meant and what ancient Greeks thought of Zeus's law and Zeus's hospitality. There's a very, very deep meaning behind it. And that's the reason why Odyssey was a thing. Odyssey wouldn't be a thing if Odysseus himself didn't disrespect Zeus and Zeus's law. Because essentially what Odysseus did with the Trojan horse is to present a gift to the Trojans, honoring Athena and honoring the gods, and accept their hospitality, accept the Trojans' hospitality. And that's what the Trojans did. They believed that the Trojan horse was a gift. They took the wooden horse inside their city and they showed hospitality. They showed favor to the gods. And that's what Odysseus and the Greeks disrespected, how things worked back then and how gods had some rules, very specific rules for various reasons. That's what made Odyssey happen. That's why Odysseus is wandering around the entire Mediterranean Sea, being lost, longing for his family. And that's why he's seen all these horrors with his own eyes. And he's lost all his crew and his army, and he's going through all of this torture and agony. I'm really willing to make another video explaining more detail on that because it is a really beautiful message to spread and it is a really, really beautiful story. Anyways, that's all. I'm really glad if you've stayed till the end. Honestly, very vindicating to me. I just enjoy making these videos. So thank you for watching. Hope you subscribe if you want to stick around for more. And then again, I hope to see you next time.